Okay, good morning, Ms. Charlene. I'm here today to present a digital marketing campaign for Coca-Cola. Okay, so before I begin, a little bit of introduction on the company itself. So the company started off in 1892, and the company here is a beverage company that creates a whole variety of drinks. So they do like, from soft drinks to water, coffee, tea, a whole bunch of variety, all except alcohol drinks. And the way the company functions is the business model that they use is a franchise system. So how it works usually is the company itself, Coca-Cola, creates the syrup concentrate of their drinks, and then they sell it to their bottlers out there who are operating under a franchise. And those bottlers then create the drinks out of the syrup and then bottle it and then sell to the public, the consumers. And the Coca-Cola company, is also large enough to be considered part of the major US stock index as part of a component. Now, before I get into the campaign idea, a little bit of analysis to give some context about what we are dealing with here. So we start off with the SWOT analysis. First off, the strength. What the company has going for it is currently is its strong brand. There is pretty much Coca-Cola brand name is pretty much one of the biggest brands out there. It's one of the most valuable brands, and also that it has the Coca-Cola system, which is the name for its franchising system, which is the system that is making the company profitable and relevant until this day, even after over 100 years. As for the weakness, currently the company, even after having diversified its product portfolio, it's still not enough, because currently most of the revenue of the company is still coming in from carbonated drinks. So this brings in the opportunity for the company to invest more into other option drinks besides soft drinks so that they can further diversify. As for threats, currently what the company has against it is that there's a whole bunch of activists out there that are just simply mad at the company. So people are concerned about things like water scarcity. People who are afraid that the company will just take all the water and then create some scarcity in certain areas. And also people who are fearful that the company will create a bunch of obese people because of the sugar drinks that we sell. And also the situational analysis, because the situation currently that the situation that the company is working in right now is not the same as it was like let's say a few decades ago, 50 years ago. Because in recent times, the soft drink market has been declining for the past 15 years. People are less likely to buy soft drink right now. And then currently, as previously mentioned, most of the revenue is coming in from soft drinks. So this currently the company's revenue from soft drink represents about 62% right now. So it's still majority of it. And because of this whole declining of a soft drink market, it has caused our revenue to drop. So for the objective of this digital marketing campaign, there are two objectives that I would like to tackle. So the first objective here is to increase the sale contributed by digital marketing by 20% for the next year. And the second objective would be to increase the level of engagement on our YouTube channel, which will be measured in terms of views. So what we want is at least 100,000 views on each video within the first day that we put it out. So to cover the marketing mix right now for the marketing campaign, it will involve every single brand that the company has under it. So it's not just about the Coca-Cola brand, but every other brands within the Coca-Cola company. As for place, it will involve these 5 major social media platforms. We will be using this platform to promote ourselves. Now, cover how we're going to pull this off.
Sorry, go back to your place.
Okay.
Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more in terms of why these platforms have been selected?
Yes, it's because I was supposed to explain further down why, okay, but I can say it now. So the reason why we are using this is because it has the one of the most largest user base out there, and it's also because it allows for video ads. So we are mainly going to be using video ads as like a means to reach out to the consumers out there.
Okay, move on.
Okay, so for promotion, how we are going to pull off this campaign is we can first look at the YouTube platform, the YouTube channel right here. So if you look at the videos here, the number of views that we are pulling in is just in a mere few thousands only. And then if the reason why this is not working for us is because the content that we are putting in is just merely a bunch of ads. So every time we create a commercial, and then every time we create, after we create it, we just decide to put it onto the channel. And sometimes because we are creating the ads in multiple different languages, you can see sometimes basically just repeating your content only is in different language. The thing is
So
about
this is a Coca-Cola Malaysia's YouTube account.
no, it's not Malaysia, but rather it's the global one.
Global, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the problem here is that people would not find ad videos as they would not consider it to be as sort of engaging content. Which is why we have skip buttons for a reason every time a video ad comes up. So we have to revamp the way how we put our content into the channel. So one way we can look to, there are certain other channels that we can look to take example from. So we can take example from Apple. Now it's not exactly a beverage company, but there are certain things that it's doing right. So if you look at their subscriber count is several times more. Coca-Cola is only at 3%, whereas Apple 13 million. And then you look at their latest video, in 3 days they accumulated 3 million views. And if you calculate all these videos shown out here by Coca-Cola, uploaded within the past 4 days, it doesn't even come close to that. So here is the few things summarize what Apple is doing right. So what they're doing here is English only. They're using English language. Whereas if you look at Coca-Cola, it's a whole bunch of different language. When you do that, you are alienating certain people. When people look at this, what's their first impression? People are gonna look and see, oh, this is not my kind of thing. I don't even understand what's being written right here. So people are just going to live right off the bat. Instead, why not just stick to one language and you stick to the language that most people would know, English. It's the international standard. Most people won't know it and it's spread. The English speakers are more spread out across the globe. So you are already appealing to the global market by just using English. And the second thing that we got to change is we have to change what kind of ad content that we put in. Now we can still continue putting in ads into the channel itself, but we don't just put every single commercial that we ever make. So for the ads that we're gonna put in, it's only for new products. So like when we came up with a commercial for our Coca-Cola energy drink, which was a relatively new product that we've released like 2019. So when we create something, a commercial for a new product or new flavor, we put that onto the channel itself. The reason for this is because new product means excitement. People will be more excited and more likely to share this kind of new things. So that's going to create more earned media for us. Whereas if let's say it's a commercial, an ad for your usual or everyday Coca-Cola, people are not going to be excited about that. They're just going to skip or maybe look for other contents. They're not going to be excited about something that is already like your everyday thing. So only new products, new flavors. And what's more, what we want to do is currently every single brand out there that is under the Coca-Cola company, their YouTube channel, the brands is just way too segregated on the platform. So every brand got its own YouTube channel, and what's more, it's just simply not pulling in enough views. The engagement level is not quite there because currently all these other brands out there does not simply does not have the same level of brand recognition as Coca-Cola has. So what we want to do is combine it all under the same Coca-Cola brand. Well, how we can pull this off is we associate every single brand that we have with the Coca-Cola name. So if let's say we want to create a commercial, so let's say we show a Sprite commercial right here. So at the end of the video, we want to put something like this, a product of Coca-Cola company. We are already putting it on our product label, so why not put it into our commercials as well, instead of putting, like, let's say, one small tiny copyright claim here that it belongs to the Coca-Cola company, that most people cannot even see unless you zoom in. So the reason why we do this is because most people, there are a whole lot of surveys out there that basically tell us people are more likely to buy a certain new product, especially from, let's say, let's say I don't know Sprite, but then if let's say I know Coca-Cola, then I'm more likely to buy it. People want to be able to recognize something first before they buy it. The explanation as to why this works is because the brand, there is a certain level of perceived risk when it comes to new things. So if let's say I'm unfamiliar with a certain something, then I tend to have a higher perceived risk. Oh, what if I buy it and then the thing is not good? So we have to somehow lower it by using our most valuable and most recognizable brand out there, Coca-Cola. So if we use Coca-Cola, associate every of our brand with the Coca-Cola company, people will know, okay, this is a product that's not just from some random company out there. It's from one of the biggest beverage drink out there. So people will be more likely to buy our drinks, even if let's say they've never heard of this particular product that we are trying to sell to them. And next is seasonal greeting. We can still continue to do what we are doing with seasonal greeting, like let's say, any holidays that comes up, we are already doing it. We just need to change it to English. Like let's say this picture that is being shown here. And if let's say we are trying to create any commercial that is seasonal themed as well, we can try to include more of our various brands of beverage together. So like let's say we want to create a commercial that is Halloween themed. So instead of a parent giving out candies to kids out there, you can have them like bring out our multiple drinks brand like Coca-Cola, Minute Maid, Fuse Tea, and that's how we want to be more inclusive of every one of our brand to associate every one of our brands as part of the Coca-Cola company. And what's more, we can also change what kind of product, what kind of content that we put in that is more shareable. We want to create more earned media for the brands that we hold, and also for the company itself. So for example, this is also relating to all the activists out there. So for example, we are the company itself is already making efforts to please all these activists out there. So we are already doing things like cutting down the added sugar that we put into our drinks, reducing carbon footprint, more recyclable packaging, the better water management, so that we are more sustainable in the way that we do it. The problem is in the way how we disseminate this information. Currently, all this information that you see right here is taken from this right here, our sustainability report. And what's more, it's a 70-page PDF. Most people are not going to read this. This PDF here is obtainable from the investor relations website. So the people that are going to read this are the investors out there, because they will be more inclined to know what goes on within the company, make sure that they are sustained, make sure that the company is being sustainable so that it can last another 100 years in the way they do business. The public, however, the consumers, they are not going to be interested in a 70-page PDF that comes out annually. So we have to change the way how we disseminate this information. We can continue with our report as well for our investors, but we have to take a more stakeholder-like approach. We have to consider consumers as part of the company as well, as part of our stakeholders.
So what do you suggest?
Right. So what I'm suggesting here is that all this information here is that we have to create videos that celebrate, convey all these messages, all this achievement that the company has done as well. We put them in, create them in a video format, all the things that the company has done, put them onto our social media, whether it's Facebook or our YouTube channel, Twitter, all this put there so that people will know what we are doing. And people are more likely to share this kind of content because people are interested in what good the company is doing for society. And what's more, it's going to work out for us commercially because people are more likely to buy from companies that are delivering on societal issues. So there is this survey that basically says 64% of consumers out there are more willing to buy from such companies. So that pretty much covers how we are going to cover earned media and owned media, how we handle our YouTube channel, which is our own media. And now we talk about how we cover paid media. So currently what we are doing is every time we create a commercial, we just reach out to these social media and then we pay them to just disseminate our commercials to the people. So the only difference now that we are doing is we're still going to pay them, but we don't put all those commercials onto our YouTube channel only. That's the main difference. But however, we can also try to cut down certain costs on how we try to produce our commercials. So example, this is a research that was done by Think with Google. So what they did was they tried to find out what is the ideal video ad length. So they tried out 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and 2 minutes. And what they find is that 30 seconds tend to get viewed more and get skipped less, whereas 15 seconds get skipped the most and get viewed the less. And so what I would say is 30 seconds is the sweet spot. So every commercial that we ever make, we try to create 30-second videos so that this is going to help us cut down on our our production costs. And then it's also going to help us cut down on the advertising costs because paying for a 30-second ad on those social media sites is going to be cheaper than, let's say, paying for a 2-minute ad. And here is the budget for our next year. So we are basically planning to allocate about 20 million for digital marketing for every single brand that is included under the company. And we have segregated by the platform, the social media platform, the amount that we're going to use for each platform. And also we have also budgeted a certain amount for the video ad production cost. And how we determine that how much each platform should get is by the amount of users that it gets. So the more users for this particular site, the more funding it gets so that we can reach out to more people onto the platform itself. And what's more, there is certain things to be considered because of the recent COVID for 2020. We will have to reduce the amount of funding that the marketing gets for this year. It has to be lower compared to previous year because we don't have enough cash flow coming in because sales are down for this particular year. And what's more, we are planning to allocate more on towards non-soft drinks beverages. We gotta pay more advertising for non-soft drink as opposed to putting more money into soft drinks, like let's say Coke and Sprite, because as previously mentioned in the analysis part, soft drinks are going down. So the soft drink market is going down. So we have to try to diversify our revenue share more towards non-soft drink. We gotta make non-soft drink as the majority revenue share to hold the majority of the revenue share so that the company can stay relevant and so that it doesn't become obsolete in the next few years. We have to make effort into diversifying further, and that's how we're going to do it.
Okay, Daniel, go back.
Yeah.
So this is a representation of Coca-Cola as the global company or for a specific nation?
For a global company.
For a global company. Okay, so you are allocating 8 million for YouTube, specifically on which elements? This is to be distributed, like how do you foresee 8 million to be spent just for YouTube?
Right. It's we've come up with this number based on the number of user per month. So the more users, the more funding it gets.
Okay, move on.
And so here is the stuff that the team of stuff that I've put together in order to create, in order to make this marketing campaign happen. So each person are specially handpicked as they each know the platform in and out, and they will be the ones to handle everything related to their specific social media site. And each of them will report to a team leader every week on how things are going, like let's say whether we are receiving any increase or decrease in traffic. And that is all from me. I end my presentation here. Thank you very much.
Okay, my question to you, Daniel, just in one word, tell me what is your campaign idea?
Hang on, huh?
Yeah.
Everything, I would say.
What do you mean by everything?
Okay, everything, because we want to include every single brand that the company has, and we want to associate every single brand we have every single brand that we have with our most valuable brand, that is Coca-Cola. So everything.
Do you think it's a practical and possible thing to achieve?
Well, I would say yes, otherwise I wouldn't be presenting it.
Okay, all right. That's the end of your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so don't forget to upload your YouTube video link on Blackboard.
Okay.
And you can refer to my feedback on Blackboard. So I've summarized it, so you can actually refer to that. And is this your final semester?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so all the best to you. All the best in searching for a job in the industry. I think personally, from teaching you in a few other subjects, I noticed that your strength is in your confidence, the fact that you're able to you know what you're doing. You're very good in your presentations, you're very good, your public speaking skills are quite good. So all the best to you. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.